Omo, tonight we're here for a rags to riches story. A rags to riches story. Pastor Fola don't come again. Pastor Fola don't come again today. Make me sweat, make me water, make me lose my breath, make me South Africa. Anu Obi Daniel say, old man, you know they sleep. Sorry, oh poor man, I have to walk. Anu, I'm looking at you and you need Anu. Oh, you can't say Tore Anu fun eh? You should be the spokesperson for Nigeria's Talaka. Ele bi erikina. Koto riran gan. Orí rádaràdà ó dàbí ìgbẹ́ bélò. Bàbá ẹ̀ nílé old man kò ní dá fún gbogbo fámìlì ẹ̀. Já rapture dànù jàre ẹ̀ máa wo lóṣì. Instead of you to come here and learn how to be a billionaire, we are looking for you and we cannot find you among human beings. Oh. Omo. Today we hustle hard. Donald Matthias say you too abusive, you too dense. If to say you get sense, you go know say person come my life call him papa old man. In fact, oh go fenu hora. Where is my guest? Summer baby. Fine mama. How are you doing? Hey. Summer baby. Consider match watching soon.
Let it freeze.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm waiting for my guest. So while I'm waiting for my guest, let me be talking to you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Like you have another thing that is important than you are doing.
No, I was about to cook, but that's okay. I can stay here for a while.
Tell me what you want to cook and tell us how you are going to cook it.
Let it freeze. I'm trying to make soup or hot soup, matter of fact.
Oh yeah, show us. You want to make oha soup? You want to show us your chest. Now chest, you want to cook oha soup?
Let it freeze. That's another lie. See my proteins. I was still washing them. I'm trying to get them.
Which kind of protein be this?
Goat meat.
Where is
animal skin?
the skin?
Look, it's right here.
Oh, when I get goat, we get skin for America. UK, their goat no get skin.
They remove the skin. Stockfish. I'm about to bring them a dry fish and all
That
that.
tiny stockfish. Now you want to cook this whole soup.
No, they bring more. I get one I don't cook before. Wait there for freezer. There's one that has already been cooked. The other day I was cooking goat meat. I had to cook some. All these now stockfish what I don't cook before. They are soft, so I want to add this one to the goat meat. So what I do is whenever I'm making goat meat, I like to add stockfish, because it takes time to cook. So I like to just cook some and keep. That way it makes it easy for me to add it up. How are you?
I am just there, minding my business, behaving myself.
Oh, looking fast, looking fresh.
Trying very hard to make things work.
Now, please let me ask you a question. So let's see what people would say.
Oh yeah.
Are you of the opinion that people should let people know before going to their house, regardless if they're dating or not, or they should just pop up?
My mother cannot pop up in my house without letting me know. No, let alone say they date you. But you see, if we're in a serious relationship, my mother cannot come to my house and catch me with another mother. Am I making sense? So I have to be able to reassure. One of the ways you reassure the person you're in a relationship with about your fidelity is by allowing them have access to you in such a way that they can be rest assured that you're not being funny on them.
Right.
So that to me is major. All right. My guest is here, Samaria. We're going to cook this our soup later.
I have to go.
Show us. You said you had the fish again. You have not shown all the deliciousness that is going inside this
fish. Wait now. Even I have honey that they sent to me from Nigeria. That
you are pouring it in your house soup?
No. Just to tell you about the honey. See my peanuts. That if you see honey, correct honey, natural. Look. That mean is a lot. Look, do you like honey? If I drop them for my pen, now everywhere I go to see they go.
Oh yeah. They go. Bye. My guest is here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and the only Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Sorry, doctor, while we're waiting for you, they were showing us how they are using honey to cook oha soup. So
in America.
Try. So what interested me, a lot of people don't even know who Dr. Stephen is, and he's going to introduce himself. But what interested me was 100 naira to 100 million.
No, 1,000.
No, explain it, please. Explain it to me, please.
So we started
that makes for everybody.
We started our company with 1,000 naira 16 years ago.
It was a
bulk naira. Yes. It was a bulk SMS company. We used to sell SMS for it was a new technology rather than you sending SMS one by one then. So I had people come to me, maybe they have seminars, maybe they have conference, so I think the first client gave me 700 naira, I added 300 naira. That was how we did our first conference. And 16 years later, we have over $100 million worth of assets in 4 continents. So,
see, what a lot of people don't understand is 16 years is not a long time like that, too.
It's not, but it's not.
It looks like it's a long time, but it's not. 10 years ago was 2014.
Yeah. So this 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
By 2008, I had more than 1,000 naira. So if I'd invested my 1,000 naira well, I would probably also own all this real estate. Don't Dr.
Well,
Stephen, why did I not know you since? Why am I just knowing you now?
uh, but what I mean, it wasn't also easy, and with the advent of technology, this generation is not that patient. I mean, for people to be patient to do the same business for 16 years is difficult for a lot of people.
Let me ask,
And I think yes, go ahead.
let me ask you, how
Mm,
did you go from such a low place to where
mm,
you are now?
mm.
How easy was the journey? Because a lot of people say motivational speakers, that's how motivational speakers say, with 3 grains of rice and 4 seeds of beans. I started my restaurant today. I have 15 restaurants in Banana Island. We hear that narrative all the time. How were you able to do it?
So, very good question. It wasn't an easy one. In fact, I wish I could tell people, um, I believed I did this. No, the reality was that I had no choice. My mother was our breadwinner. My dad is still alive, but my mother was our breadwinner. And she was a civil servant. She used to work with NEPA, former PSA, NEPA, and all of that. And for me I kept trying many businesses. My mom would support, but her death was the end of the road for me practically, because she died of ovarian cancer. It's still one of the biggest regrets of my life, because we couldn't diagnose the issue on time. Her tummy kept swelling up. Before you know, she was like a 9-month pregnant woman. And what hurt me the most was after she died, the entire bill, because she kept going to teaching hospital. She was a civil servant. She was going to teaching hospital for 6 months. They did not diagnose her. We took her so one day her boss, and that's why some people who work in our company know that I'm very soft when it comes to health issues. Though some have used it to cheat me anyway. When it comes to health issues, because one day she went, her tummy was so big and she was just somebody different. Her boss was close to tears, said, whatever it will take, we'll have to take her to a private hospital. In 4 days that they freeze, what teaching hospital couldn't diagnose in 6 months, they were able to diagnose her and realize it was ovarian cancer. And they did the surgery. Two days after the surgery, she died. Um, what hurts me the most till tomorrow is that the entire bill of the surgery, of the death certificate, everything was that it is 800,000 naira.
Ha! Ah, 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 ah,
So
ah.
are
I
you
should change the
saying
topic
that?
of this. Billionaire Dr. Steven says, we lost my mother because of ordinary 800,000
Yeah.
naira could solve.
So it keeps hurting me till tomorrow. And that's why when people talk poverty, I'm like, look, because that was the game changer for me. Because at that point, I no longer, you can't tell me, there's no way you can explain poverty for me to make it make sense, right? You can't somebody so dear to you like that. And it was because, meaning if we had 800,000 6 months ago, yes, she may still die, but she will have had a longer time, will have been diagnosed on time. Many people survive ovarian cysts and all those things, right? But we just didn't have money to take her. It was even a co-hospital in Mobalaji Bank and Tony that she eventually did the surgery and all of that. So 800,000 naira. So, and of course, by the time she died, she was the main breadwinner. I was just even graduating from school. I just had no choice. There was no idea of connection. Nobody would give me job. I remember printing 100 CV that they freeze. And I did a cover letter that says, do not pay me for 6 months. They still didn't give me job in this same Nigeria. I'm telling you. So when people look at me today, I just laugh that because young people always feel like, oh, you're lucky, you're lucky. I'm like, there's nothing you've gone through that I've not gone through. So for me, rising to the top was I had no choice because job I look for, I don't get. Momsi don't die. My best friend I was even staying with in Iyanokpaja, that one called me one day and said, well, because it was his parents' house, that his mom said, my staying is challenging. They're also having challenges with finances. I said, give me some time. I'm staying here because it's closer to town. The only house my mother had is in Songwater. So coming from Songwater to Lagos to get, to apply for a job would be farther. He said, well, his mom said I should leave the house. And this was my friend who, because he finished a year before me and had an extra year, he stayed in my own house on campus without charging a dime, but after my mother died, even my friends to everybody, because now my mom, they look a bit, say, okay, now civil servants, baby, but now when the mom see when he gets have don't die, we won't look for her. There's nothing to believe could happen in terms of success in his life. So I had to move back to Songwater. And I remember I would paste poster from Songwater to Ikeja Long, this side of the road, then cross and then start pasting from the other side of the road. One day I started that project 10 a.m. in the morning. I finished, I got back to Songo 12 a.m. the next day. As I was trying to come down from Moluwe, tears were rolling down my eyes. I wasn't trying to cry, by the way. I don't know whether it has ever happened to you before, where you were crying without trying to.
You know one cry, the tear they come by itself.
Yeah, it was just kind of, you be graduate to see how they suffer. Like, how do you post poster from 10 a.m. of one day and then you didn't finish until 12:30 the next day? Now, I think what really led to the tears coming down was, as I was coming down from the Mulwe, it was pitch darkness in Songwater bus stop. Meanwhile, my house is not Songwater, it's still a baby. So it's still a long distance. There's nobody, there's no Okada, you know how you just say, Abba. Life is not supposed to be this hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was your turnaround point when at least you now could eat, buy Tokumbo car, rent house?
So I think so for me there wasn't one major one, but the only major one I could say was 2015. That was when you could say there was a leap. So by 2015, of course it built up to that time. By 2015 I was like the household name trainer when you come to using the internet to sell, be it bulk SMS, be it email marketing. Yes, I was very everywhere. Everybody wanted me to come and train. And I had picked on training as a major tool. I used to organize seminar, even Sheraton Hotel. People pay me and all of that. So I teach how to use email marketing to sell, how to use SMS, how to use blogging. I mean, we're very much into this world of social media long ago.
Long before it became social media.
Yeah. So 2015, I eventually became big. We did, I think, over 100 million. We handled SMS campaign for Jonathan, though it wasn't directly to us, third party bring it to us. Because even when people get the job, they still bring it to us. PZ, Chivita, Unilever, everybody was our client at that point. Even Buhari, we had the largest email database, we had the largest phone number database. In fact, DSS called carry me on top this matter in 2015. Yes. So we had the largest email database. So the guys who were pushing campaign for Buhari had come to us to get the database to push APC manifesto. And they then had arrested those ones week ahead So they just, of course, confess and say, and I'm not even sure those who did their research. Because they did done their research, I was supporting Jonathan. If I was still the one handling Jonathan SMS campaign, because I mean, we're that big, everybody were sought after by every party, every company, So before you know, they can't carry me. It was few weeks, I think 3 weeks to the election. Jonathan men were just cracking down on everybody. I was even doing training in my office when I saw these FT men with their guns. I was like, where's your warrant? One said, they asked warrant. Wozam! This guy, they asked for warrant. Order from the presidency, they asked for warrant. So before you know it, they whisked me away. But but I was eventually, I had a very stubborn lawyer too. When that one called them, he said, my name is Opebawa. I was called to bar 1986. Where were you? The guy said, Oga, calm down, sir, calm down. I said, no. I want to even know if you are my mate. Before we even talk about what I do to my client. So the following day, they released me because obviously they realized I wasn't even against their client or anything. I was just doing my own business.
So political intimidation, no be today it starts. Anyway, nothing concern me. I don't know anything. Dr. Steven, I don't hear anything when you talk for the last 5 minutes. Because this one now, before they begin look for you, I did one show this weekend. The comedian crack joke, Hush Baby. He said, don't say anything bad about government. Oh. They say CODD are way better. They don't collect in land. Say, who will come be? So, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Dr. Steven Akintayo here. He comes here, talks about his projects. Right now, he has gone from pasting billboards in Songwater to pasting posters in Songwater. Less than 20 years ago, to raising a capital of $150 million. You don't understand how much $150 million is. As in, it's more than your village. Some of you people, no. Some of you people, if they sell your village with all the rich people there, in fact, if they don't even sell, they carry all of everybody in your village, use them to do ritual. When I know, see $10 million, let alone $150 million. So, do not despise small beginnings. Yeah. Right now, Dr. Steven Akintayo is taking over the United States of America. Kathy, Texas is going to see the influx of Nigerians doing Nigeria. Dr. Steven, tell us about this brilliant project.
Beautiful. So we are working on over 400 housing unit in Katy. It's on a 40-acre property, and we're going to be, hopefully, when we're done with the project, to be the largest green and smart home in America. And we believe that in itself will add value to the valuation when it comes to capital appreciation, right? Because you are building new houses, you're also making it green, we're using solar, we're doing an artificial lake, we're putting a golf range. So residents, we have that unique gated estate community that is smart and that is green at the same time. For us, we are hoping that this also will earn us respect. I've always argued that the phrase that, let me share this story with you. When we moved to Dubai, I know it's your friend anyway. When I started, I lived in Burj Khalifa. I had a driver who drove me in Rolls Royce. Anytime I post, the first thing they used to call me was hush puppy, hush puppy, hush puppy. Yes. And I felt, it's the challenge we've often faced when we move to different countries. because many of us move as professionals, doctors, lawyers. We don't often move as entrepreneurs. When you look at how the Indians do it, when you look at how other communities do it, yes, there are professionals among them, but there are still some of them, they partner together and take over the industry. Look at the Jews, for example. See how they canceled Kanye West, right? And it's because of, and that's how they respect nations. Unfortunately, Africans still don't understand this yet. That the only way they will respect us in any country is how much asset do we own? How much businesses did our entrepreneurs create? How will their industry collapse without us, right? The reason why they still respect us with medicine, right, and nursing, or even, but they didn't even give us the accolade anyway. UK and US will have been dead if not for Nigerian nurses and doctors during COVID,
100%.
right?
The lady that
During,
was cooking Samaria
yeah,
just before you came, she's a
yeah,
nurse in the US.
exactly. They will have all been dead. But guess what? Part of the problem that the freeze, we still don't own the hospitals. We still couldn't come together and build a massive hospital among all our doctors and nurses in America, among all our doctors and nurses in the UK. So these are the things that, because I tell people this is a legacy project. It's a project that will inspire others to start taking daring risk. When we even now do things is to build, and there's nothing wrong, I'm guilty as well, is to now build a $5 million house, and then the thing is the biggest. But to say we have built a business that will make people to say, okay, these Nigerians are the owners of this massive empire, right? They are the owners of this. We will divide ourselves, we will fight ourselves, we will drag ourselves on social media until none of us is able to make it. And I pray that this not just become a success, but becomes the catalyst to pushing more Nigerians to say, let's come together. Not just Nigerians, people of color, because they will not respect us until we start making giant moves and projects like this. So for us, we believe that once we're done with this project, there's still more we're doing. We currently even have a 20-unit, 3-bedroom townhouse we're selling in Valdosta, the state of Georgia. We have over 100 units we're selling in Alabama. The only difference is that this one, we're the ones building it from scratch. From we bought the land, we're now getting the permits, working towards getting the permits as well. So hopefully by August, we'll start selling the houses. At the moment, people are coming in as investors in the project, and we'll soon tell you can reach out. Today, I just want us to use it to inspire people. So those who want to invest in one way or the other can just talk to Temi. You will give Temi's number. We have done a webinar videos about how you can be part of it. Just go watch the webinar video and you can go ahead and be part of it. But we want to use this conversation today to inspire a lot of people, encourage them to build wealth, and we need to come together. Lastly, I want to say also is we must dare to take risks that freeze. What has killed Africans in diaspora from building wealth is fear, right? Now, in the course of my 16 years of doing business, I've made losses. I just mentioned how DSS came for me. I've tried many businesses that didn't work. In fact, my entire journey of being an entrepreneur, spanning over 20 years, I've done almost 20 businesses that didn't work. I sold popcorn, I packed it up. I used to hawk electronics in Ijebu, hot sun, with my bags, that one packed up. I used to organize trade fair. I used to sell books. There's all manner of business I've done. But why I'm here is because I didn't give up. I kept trying. And unfortunately, that the freeze, and I share this in my book, The Billionaire Habits, one of the reasons why we continue to be poor is what I call unsolicited advice from people who don't have results. Right? you will want to make an investment decision, and people who don't have results will be telling you, be careful, and you're listening to them. The carefulness, they have been careful. How rich are they?
Rich are they?
How rich are they? The people tell you, be careful, be careful, be careful. Yeah, hey, don't be scam. You that they didn't scam, you know, how far? How business, right? Okay. At some point,
How far have you gone?
How far have you gone? I think Temi just pinned that number. If you can help me pin it, she just posted that number.
Okay, I
So,
sent her a request now. I can't see the number.
okay.
You know, I was having that problem. Sometimes Instagram blocks numbers.
Oh, I see. I'm just at some point
Temi,
when I started
accept my request.
My real estate business, at some point I lost that the freeze 200 million naira in the Bejuleki axis to fake people who will tell me to make deposit. After we make deposit, the day we want to put our signage, they will tell us that who sold land to us. We mention names that the person no pay them omonile. They will come, and then we've lost. Trying to go and get our money back from such people, they are even more popular. I've just posted the number. They are more popular. Before you say Jack Robinson, money don't go. I kept trying. Yeah, in that same Ibejuleki axis, almost 5 locations that I lost.
200 million naira.
Yeah. At some point, it was about 200 million naira. In fact, at that point, I remember saying to myself, I will not tell anybody I've lost this money. Because if I do, the way they will so mock me, I will just stop real estate business. And I said, the only day I'll share this is the day where we'll start doing billions in transaction. And that was the first time people heard it from me. Because I learned early that if you fail in a business and you start telling people, yes, they will do pity party around you, but what will end up happening is that they will discourage you. And there are 2 ways people become rich. Either you start a business and the business really scale, or you become an investor. Okay, and investment gives you passive income. So even if I'm losing in my attempts to do this business, it is still the pathway to wealth, one way or the other. So why go about playing pity party, shouting, and many of these so-called, they've scammed me, they've done this, they are just business gone bad, which is normal to every entrepreneurship. One of my role models is called Damien John. He's the founder of Fubu. He's done several endorsement videos for me. Damien John tried this same Fubu company that everybody knows today 4 times. So the first one, he failed due to no capital. The second time was legal issues. The third time, he declared bankruptcy 3 times. This is the 4th time. Today, we all know Fubu. Everybody likes the Fubu brand, but we forget that the same Fubu brand failed 3 times. And this is the 4th attempt at the same business. Today, Fubu is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. So we need to start preaching this at the freeze. If we want to build wealth, people either have to become entrepreneurs or they have to become investors. Those are the 2 ways. No matter how much salary they are paying you, you cannot become rich through salary, except you turn that salary to an investment.
An investment or to a business.
To a business. So people, and in those 2, you make losses. You can't be smart enough not to lose. It's a normal terrain. Everybody had to fail, from Bill Gates to Mark Zuckerberg to, I said this one time, and I mean it very much, Daddy Freeze. Do you know why we've not had a Nigerian, Dangote, Tony Lumelu, own a satellite or send rocket to space or Mars? The average rocket, when they start doing this test, is almost $100 million, Daddy Freeze. And if you go and research, before Elon Musk got the first one to successfully land in Moon and Mars, he had done more than 4 attempts that failed. Now, even you that the freeze, imagine Dangote saying, we want to go to Moon, we are doing rockets. Then the first rocket, they try it, it didn't crash, which is normal to any, space project. You have to try, it will crash. But imagine how Nigerians go shout, say, see how they just crashed $100 million rocket. How many poor people will they feed with that money? How many people go to school without that money? How many, you say I will do all the analysis. Meanwhile, is the same satellite that is helping poor farmers in the villages. The same Starlink satellite, right?
It's in orbit now.
Yeah, exactly. But he had to lose all those early tests, waste all those money before the successful one. And guess what? Poor people are still part of those enjoying from the same.
If you are looking at what people will say, you can never do anything successful in this life because people will talk.
You can never. Because people will always tell you,
Nobody
poverty.
said this man has really tasted poverty before.
Yeah, and that's why I hate poverty with all my. I don't even want my enemies to be poor. My argument is that the reason why somebody has time to even hate me is because of poverty. For example, it's difficult that it frees for me to have time now go and be fighting someone.
Yes, have you finished raising 150 million? By the way, how is that going?
That's great. Funny enough, again, what we talked about integrity and consistency, right? It's been doing very well. I'm shocked at the response. It's been fantastic. We're having a webinar even this evening. I'll be on TVC this morning. Then this evening, we're having a webinar with developers because we want to sell some portion of the land to developers who are from Africa, right? Because like I said, this is a legacy project. It's not just, we don't need the entire 40 acres. So we're looking at 10 acres being sold to African developers who also can build some things, and it can help their bottom line. It can help their own, because a lot of African developers have not done anything yet in the US or in the UK. So this is an opportunity for them to key in. Who will do all the permits, who will do all the approval for them, so they are just to build, and it helps their own portfolio as well. But it's going fine. It's going fine. So, by the way, those of you who want to invest in the Katy project, we have a debt syndication. You can be part of it. So just send a WhatsApp message to Temi on +1 34 6 57 5 4852. So for those maybe watching on TikTok or YouTube, again, the number is +1 346 575 4852. Okay, so you can send that message.
How come it's not easy for us to bring Temi?
Temi, what's going on? Can you send, maybe Temi should exit and then join again, and then she can send a request, and I'm sure it will be easier.
No, she said that she can't join at this time.
Oh,
like she was
okay,
in
maybe. Training.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a
Temi.
Maybe she's in a training or a meeting, because it's probably 6 5 to 6 in Houston. They are 7 hours behind us. So maybe she's just getting
I can't find my comments or see other people's comments. That's what somebody's saying. Okay. We couldn't bring her for one reason or the other. So, guys, this is the number if you're interested in this. +1 3 4 6 5 7 5 4 8 5 2. A lot of people are saying it's 7:48. People are really watching us from that side of town. They are telling us the exact time. +1. Guys, get your pen, your paper, your pads, take notes. You see, one problem I have with us Nigerians is, and I hear this all the time, is like we are happy for each other's downfall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know the amount of Nigerians in Kathy, if they came together, you would actually raise this money in less than a month.
Absolutely.
In fact, you raise more, you'll be refunding people's money back.
Yeah.
Because you have shut store.
Yeah.
But the
Definitely.
problem is Nigerians do not like Nigerians. It is different with the Indians. It is different with the Chinese.
Yeah.
A Chinese man will migrate to Nigeria to come and do business, rent one room, and 10 Chinese families will be living in that one room. Indians, I've seen this in the UK. UK. 5 brothers will rent a house together. Out of the brothers, there will be one that is a millionaire. There will be one that is upcoming. They are all working. Then there is one that is working in McDonald's.
Yeah.
Then they will all buy a car together. And they will all share the car. That's why you see an Indian boy working in McDonald's who one day pull up with a Ferrari. Now in turn to use car that day. So they all chip in together. As he's working at that McDonald's, that is maybe because in that house they're living, they'll give him target. He must pay rent, he must pay bill. At night, he's coding. But during the day, just to be able to raise money to pay water bill, light bill, phone bill, or whatever bill they gave him, he's going to be working in McDonald's. He'll do a shift in McDonald's. And every once in a while, once a month, once in 2 months, he's just going to show up at that McDonald's for his shift in a Ferrari. Nigeria will be like that.
No.
Until we oppress one another, we are not happy.
Even people from the same family, you will hear stories of somebody who moved to America, maybe had to be staying with a Nigerian relative at the beginning. But before you know it, he makes it. He doesn't even want to talk to the same relative that used to host him. Right? And what I notice about the Indians, the Jewish people, that the freeze is not as if they don't have issues. Even this scam that Nigerians are talking about, they scam each other. Pakistanis scam each other. Indians scam each other. Even Jews have issues. But you see, the issue is that they are more conscious of the collective, perception of their race. Nigerians don't care about the collective perception. So we are the ones, again, for me, I was saying this. Do you know the, what's his name? Hush Puppy's case? Because I live in Dubai. Do you know there are many Russian cartels that stole more and were arrested? Italian cartels that were arrested. The only reason Hush Puppy story got viral, it's we Nigerians. We were the ones that made the story go viral by ourselves. All right? And I don't know whether there's something that gives us joy in the thing, where we just derive joy in carrying each other's story negatively, making it trend. I remember they said they are banning Nigerians in Dubai. What happened? Some Nigerians started fighting each other in Dubai with cutlass.
Confra, they carry our local confra go Dubai.
And you know what was worse about the whole thing? Another Nigerian recorded. We all know in Dubai, if you see bad news, you must not record. Dubai, they guide. It's not as if Dubai has its challenges, but Dubai censors what goes out to the public. So those kind of issues, there are some other, I won't mention their name, tribe that have worse issues. In terms of criminality in Dubai, Pakistanis do more, Indians do more than Nigerians. But they won't record it and then put it on their blogs. Nigerians were still the ones who recorded the thing, put it on the blog and then the thing went viral, embarrassed the Emirati government, and they had to say, no. We cannot support this one. We cannot allow you guys come and paint Dubai as an unsafe country. That's why they banned us. It's not even personal. It was just that they felt that we're not obeying their censor policy, which is that there are certain things you can't put out about Dubai. Once it's negative, it's a law. Everybody knows it if you live in Dubai, right? You can't put it out. So, and this is part of my own concern when it comes to even building wealth. Nigeria, I still feel safe. And as a man who does real estate, of course, there are kidnapping going on and all of that. I still feel safe that the freeze in Nigeria than in Baltimore. I'm telling you facts. The last time I was in Baltimore, I spent 1 week at the freeze. Every day I was getting Amber alerts about children that were kidnapped. Every day, Amber alerts. Every day there are gang shootings in Baltimore. And you know, from what I heard, I don't stay much in Chicago.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, Baltimore is even child's play compared to some parts of Chicago. Child's play. But have you seen it on CNN? That's my question. Have you seen it on their own international? The local TV carries it, or the local ones carries it, or within the place, they will carry the news. But they have their international ones, they will never put it out and say 2 people have just died today due to gang violence. 10 people has just been kidnapped, kids have just been kidnapped. They won't put it on their international news. So at the end of the day, you realize that these other countries have issues, but they don't carry the thing and plaster and paint as though their country is the worst. As though there was a day my friend was taking me through some part of Baltimore. I had to say, bros, are we still in America, or we drove through to somewhere else? I mean, you will see people on the streets looking malnourished. You will see houses that look, I mean, you say this is America. I say, this part they don't show you. They don't show you this part. So ultimately, we are the ones doing ourselves with the freeze. We are the ones who, right?
150%.
We're the ones doing ourselves.
150%. Our land share, it is actually better when you say it in Yoruba. It carries more weight. Our land share.
I say the level of homelessness I have seen in America. And I'm talking of homelessness in downtown New York, homelessness in Dallas, homelessness downtown Houston, downtown Maryland, Baltimore. I'm talking of people who are into drugs. They don't know where to sleep. They are begging you for money. I have not even seen that type in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Downtown LA. Right? People who are, I mean, they don't have where to sleep. They don't have a house in America. And you will be
country.
Like, yes. Like, thank God a lot of people are confirming what I'm saying. I'm telling you, homeless. No place to go. Nigeria is still a place that you will still have one uncle, no matter how wicked you are. You will see one couple, sha, where you go just knock their door. Emma Binu, Ejo, you know, let me squat with you. They go start accept you, sha. Right? They will still take you. You still have where to sleep. So we need to. I keep saying it, and I think our politicians are not smart. Honestly, they are not smart. Somebody says something. I don't know whether it's Ren or mockery. That the day he knew Buhari's government is useless was when Mark Zuckerberg visited Nigeria and was jogging on the street of Lagos without bodyguard, and Nigeria could not create PR around it. Do you know that if it's even in America, Mark Zuckerberg will not do that? The Senate were interviewing him one day. They even say, may he mention the hotel where they stay. You know if he mentioned. For America, he said for your own safety. The same guy was jogging in Lekki Link Bridge. Right? And we could not create a PR campaign that this is, as at that time, maybe was seventh richest man.
Our old leaders, do they know who Mark Zuckerberg is? Not when he left Nigeria, they say, owner of Facebook just come out Nigeria, they come begin his finance, they will bring and come back.
But that's a big PR campaign that you could create a whole PR campaign and say, see how safe Nigeria is. Nigeria is so safe. Mark Zuckerberg was jogging on the street and nothing happened to him. Because this world is all about perception, right? One of the major things I've seen about Nigerians, and all this, they scam me, Nigerians, and I repeat it, are one of the most honest people I've met. I will share this story. When my bulk SMS business started growing, I used to do bulk SMS through a Nigerian company. When for whatever reason I send SMS, it did not deliver, I will show all the evidence to my Nigerian partner and they will refund me. Right? Later on, I got bigger and I wanted to deal directly. I started dealing with a European company. True story. And at some point, 10 million naira worth of SMS was sent on my platform and did not deliver. And they had a branch in Nigeria. So I even called them to my office in Ogba then. Their head is a white guy. He came, even took coffee. So I said, so what do we do about my 10 million naira worth of SMS? You know, that, you know, it's me. Say, no, it's your NCC. Once you use a particular code, you know, it won't go. I said, but you never told me that when we send SMS and use certain keywords, the SMS will not deliver. You didn't tell me. At least, can you give me back some? I even said, okay, forget 10 million. Give me back 1 million. Do you know this man drank coffee in my office, did everything, one naira worth of SMS, he refused to refund. Now, I remember when he left, even my conscience said to me, say, if this guy in a Nigerian, you go don't call police on top of him. Even this one where you give him coffee, you no go give him. You go don't call everything when you use fight him, you go don't fight him. And it's part of the problem we have. And this all of us, it's not just, so this is not to condemn anyone. We all have it. I just give a practical example. What a white man will do for us and say, oh, his policy, no refund, there's nothing we can do, you know, it's gone, and walk away. With the same scenario with a black man. We drag you. You people are scammers. You are 419. We do video on top of your head. You know, and we don't know that this is affecting our brand, our image, and is ultimately killing our reputation. At the end of the day, when a white man sees you, it's the black man he sees. He doesn't care whether you say you're Yoruba or Igbo or Ghanaian or, you know, not Togolese. He's still black, he said, right? And when you have created a perception that you should not trust your fellow blacks, and then you are wondering, and then you are complaining, we need to be honest with ourselves at this phase, right? That's I keep saying it and I repeat it. Nigerians are one of the most honest people I've ever seen. Sometimes we have issues communicating. Communication is part of our problem. For example, if person do business with you and you have a policy that says I cannot refund you, and the person they drag you, come out publicly and explain it. We don't do refund. And I told the man, say I know they do refund. But guess what Nigerians will do? They won't pick your call. By the time you are trying to explain to the person, say, I need my money back or what, he will not pick your call.
Me, for instance, I don't do refund. Just read. If you've ever worked with me before, I send that to you. The best I can do is, okay, this one no work, and we will do another one like this. We'll try another method. But that we get that money back, no. Because some people will call, they will say, we didn't get it, oh, can I get my money back? Sorry, it's not going to work.
What they don't even know is that companies that do refund have insurance for refund. And these are the issues that Nigerians don't know, because you want to generalize all companies. It's difficult for a Nigerian company to do refund because there is even no insurance in Nigeria for such. In America, in the UK, all these your shopping malls, there is an insurance package for refund. That's why you can bring the clothes after 5 days and say, as long as you don't tear the label, which is why you see them laugh at when a Nigerian wears a cloth to party and then no removed label. Okay? That because he won't return them. Because he won't return them. But what they don't know is that in those parts of the world, there is an insurance that will still pay the mall, whether you decide to refund it or not. Do you know now in America that the freeze, if you subscribe for coaching, let's say that the freeze has a coaching and somebody subscribed. When it happened to me, I didn't know how powerful America is. So in my mind, I was subscribing for 1 month. I paid for 1 month. I didn't know the contract said I'm bound by 36 months. So something with me, I paid $3,000 for. In my mind, at some point, I will cancel it. I didn't know that the entire package was 60 something thousand dollars for the 36 months. So after it was a coach coaching my staff on marketing. After I said my staff no even say with all this coaching, we're not doing again. We're not doing again. You won't believe it. Thank God I wasn't an American citizen. It would have messed up my credit. They sold the contract to a debt company. So the way they do it in America, person they owe you like that, you get contract with them. There's another company that will say, sell us. Let's say that is $60,000. They will pay you $30,000. They will now go and help you chase the person, collect the entire $60,000, or collect 40,000. They make 10,000 profit, or collect 50,000. So before I do it, I started getting email from a debt company that I'm owing that particular consultant 60,000. So I replied that we've stopped using. We're not using this guy we stopped using for, like, they said, no, it doesn't matter. The contract is binding. They are going to write my credit. It's going to affect your credit. You better pay now. I said, thank God I wasn't an American. So go ahead with your credit. It's serious. If that one happen for Nigeria, that even you go help the person carry protest. Say, how do you ask person to pay something that you stop using? But you said because
school, if you pay tuition this year and next year you don't go again, you don't have to pay another tuition.
Yes, even in Nigeria, but you can't do that in some parts of the world. You can't do that. They will tell you the contract said, so debt collector will start chasing you and it will affect your credit. So because you are scared of it affecting your credit, you shall beg